Hello everyone and welcome to Manakel's PvP Showcase, a series of videos where I will be showing my favorite PvP and cosplay builds in Dark Souls 2. Because this is the first video of this series, I would like to explain a few things before I actually start showing this build, so this episode will be a bit longer than other builds. The way this series will work, the way I will make it is, first I'm gonna talk about the stats of each character and explain why I leveled the character a certain way. After that, I will show you the items I'm using on this build and items that you can, in my opinion, switch, or other items that you can use on this build. And after I finish talking about the build, I will add some clips from my stream, some PvP clips from my stream with this build fighting against other people, so you can see how effective the build is in PvP against other players. Now, another thing I wanted to add is, first of all, I'm not claiming to be the creator of most of these builds. Most of these builds are probably already on YouTube or on forums. Dark Souls 2 is a great game that allows you to create a lot of builds, but I'm pretty sure that most of the builds here are already created somewhere else. Now, I did not have any kind of inspiration in other people when I was creating these builds, but like I said, it's definitely possible that other people already are using something similar or even the same as I am using. So I'm not claiming to be the creator of these builds. I just want to show you guys my take and my look on certain builds that you can use in Dark Souls 2 and express my opinion about them. Another thing that I wanted to stress is that I am also not claiming that I'm good at PvP. I like PvP, I enjoy it, I try to be as good as I can, but I fail a lot and I would not call myself a good player in PvP. I am probably a mediocre player, like a average player. Maybe sometimes I have better plays than other people, but definitely I fail a lot also. So I'm definitely not claiming also to be a good PvP player or a pro. I'm just a guy that enjoys PvP in Dark Souls 2 and tries his best to win and to be good at it, but like I said, I fail a lot, and you will see that in my videos. Especially the fact that I almost never parry, although I am using parry shields and parrying daggers, but I am just very bad. For some reason in Dark Souls 2 I'm very bad at parrying. So with that said, with the long and gibberish kinda intro, let's see the stats of this character. So first of all, most of my characters are leveled to level 150. I know a lot of people level them higher, I understand that, I don't have a problem with that, but I personally like to restrict my builds. I like to have a certain point, certain level that I do not cross on my characters, just because I like to restrict the amount of points I can spend, so it will be more fun for me personally to play with a build that has some restrictions. So if I'm doing, for example, a very highly damaging build, I will not have enough points left to put in vigor, so I won't have enough life and stuff like that. So, or if I'm doing a very high damage build, I won't have enough points to put in vitality, so I won't be able to use heavy armor and roll fast roll. So that's basically why I do my builds like this. You can of course level them up higher. Actually, I'm planning on doing few builds that will be around level 200, but most of my builds will be level 150. Like I said, so first of all, intelligence at 50 points. I personally found that increasing it to 60 doesn't really give you too much damage boost, and I prefer to leave it at 50 and spend the points somewhere else. I will be probably leveling it up to 60 when I get through the DLC on this character, because I still didn't go through the first DLC on this character. Adaptability and attunement, 20 in each. I feel that having 20 attunement gives you a nice amount of casting slots, and adaptability at 20 points gives you 100 agility when combined with 20 attunement. Strength and dexterity at 18 points for the Moonlight Greatsword. I usually use a blue flame sword, but I also am using other weapons on this build, so 18 in each allows me to use multiple weapons on this build. 7 points in vitality, just because that's basically how much equip load I need when I have the Fed Dragon Ring on me. And rest of the points go in Vigor and Endurance, more or less spread even. You can see a bit more points in Vigor, just because I really don't need that much stamina on this character. This character doesn't really attack too often. It's more about a 1-2 hit combo followed by a spell, and you always can get, it's always good to have more HP. So 36 in Vigor gives me a nice amount of HP, and I have enough endurance. So now let's go with items. As you can see, I have multiple weapons that I'm using on this build, but main weapon I'm using always is the magic blue flame. As you can see, I have two, so I can dual wield them. I'm also sometimes using the Moonlight Greatsword, but I feel this weapon is kinda cheesy, and I really don't like it that much. The Watcher Greatsword is actually a good weapon. I sometimes use it. It has nice damage, nice moveset, so you can use that. But like I said, from weapons, Magic Blue Flame is a great weapon for me, especially for a SpellSword build like this one. It allows you to cast sorceries with the strong attack, so it's great to hit people with a Soul Spear in the back when they roll away, or catch people off guard with a spell in their face. A Magic Dagger for riposte and backstab. If I'm fighting someone who I can parry or guard break, I just switch to the Magic Dagger for more damage, it's obvious. Also, if I'm fighting someone with a very heavy armor and slow weapon that I know I can roll backstab, I switch to my dagger and just backstab them with this for much more damage. Another Magic Blue Flame for the dual wield. Magic Shield gives you 100% block for magic damage. It's a great counter for other mages. If you, for example, are fighting someone else casting spells, you can just go block their spells with your shield, and they have to roll through your spells. And a sorcery staff, just for buffs and stuff like that. If you have more endurance, you can use a magic staff of wisdom like I have here, but I really don't have enough endurance to use it. Other things I sometimes use, I sometimes switch to the Watcher's Shield or the Target Shield, but usually the Magic Shield is the best, but because like I said, it gives you immunity for most spells, so you can block most damage, all the damage from other mages. Now, in terms of armor, I'm using the Throne Watcher armor just because I really enjoy the visual aspect of it on a female character, and I'm using the Black Witch hat because I like the look on it also, and it gives you a additional attunement slot, so that's cool in my opinion. The Watcher's set, like I said, I'm using it mainly for the visual aspect of it, but it has a nice armor on it, a bit of poise, nice armor, so it's a good set overall, and like I said, I like the visuals on it, I like the way it looks. Now, in terms of rings, this is where I think you can use much better rings. I still did not go through the DLC, like I said, on this character. Fed Dragon Ring is a obvious choice, everyone is using it, it's a great ring. I'm using also a Southern Ritual Band +2 for 3 additional attunement slots. Now, you don't actually need that for PvP that much, I guess. You really won't be using that many spells in a fight in PvP, but I use it because I want to have many spells that I can surprise people with. The more spells you have, the more things you can use, and the more surprise you can do against your enemy. So I really feel that having more attunement slots helps. Cloranti Ring +1, you should really get the +2 version. I'm just too lazy to actually go and get it from the Chariot boss on New Game Plus. And Stone Ring for the Stunlock potential it gives you. But if you go through the DLC, and I'll probably do it when I'll have some time, you should definitely switch either the Stone Ring or the Southern Ritual Band for Flynn's Ring from the DLC. It gives you a very high boost to your damage. I think it's around 50 attack rating overall. If you're if you're at 10 or lower vitality, since this character is at 7 vitality, so I would get the maximum 50 damage boost to my weapon, my attack. So that's a huge amount of damage you get from a ring, because you can use the ring of blades additionally to the flinch ring to get even more damage per hit from your weapons. But like I said, that depends on you. I personally will definitely get the flinch ring on this build. Just like I said, I don't have the time to actually go to the DLC. So that said, the way I usually use this character and the way I usually play this this build is, as you can see we'll see in a second in the PvP show part of this video, I usually start off by using crystal magic weapon on my sword with a catalyst, so people won't suspect anything, and I switch. I usually don't use the second magic sword here. I usually switch to the shield fast, and the good thing about crystal magic weapon on your blue flame is that when you cast it fast at the beginning of the fight, your enemy sometimes can't even notice what sword are you using. Like, you see it's a sword, but you actually cannot make out what kind of sword is it. You know, it's a sword, and you know it may be the blue flame, but maybe not. Sometimes people get confused, especially people that don't do a lot of PvP. So the way I usually use it is I start the fight in melee, just, you know, swinging at people. If I get lucky and get a rolling attack, I try to follow it up with a R1, or if I get lucky to land two R1s, people, after you hit someone with anything, usually try to roll away, and that's a great way you can punish them. If you hit someone with a rolling attack, for example, they usually roll away. Most people roll away once, and you can use the strong attack cast to catch them just as they are getting out of their iframe, so they still are in their roll, but they cannot roll again, and they aren't immune to damage anymore, and you can catch them with a crystal soul spear in their face or in their back. So it's a good, nice combo. I really like this combo. Now, I need to say that this is recorded at 1.08 calibration of the PC version, so this is before Crystal Soul Spear will be nerfed. I already know that it's going to be nerfed because the patch notes already came out. So from what I understand, Crystal Soul Spear after the patch will use up more attunement slots, will have less damage per hit, per cast, and it will be slower. You will cast it slower, so the cast speed will be increased. And after that happens, I think that making a combo like I do now will be a bit harder. Probably you will have to invest in some sort of casting speed items, maybe using the Lion Mage set, or using the ring that increases your casting speed in one of the ring slots. Definitely you will be able to nullify that effect at least a bit, but it's definitely gonna be a bit harder to land a Crystal Soul Spear after meleeing someone. But I think that this still will be viable. So I think this build will still be fun. And like I said, this is basically my look on a SpellSword build, because like I said, I don't like mages overall. I don't like sorcery or hexes in Dark Souls that much. I think they are really overpowered. They do a lot of damage per hit. So I believe that if you are making a sorcerer, it's the best thing, in my opinion, is to make a SpellSword, because you then still play in a interesting way. You can make interesting combos, and I really feel that this is the best way to utilize spells. Not just standing and casting Soul Spear at everyone, but just, you know, doing something, actually utilizing all of the mechanics of the game. So melee added with, you know, combined with spells is the best result, in my opinion. So thanks for listening, guys. Now I will in a second I will add the PvP section from my stream of this build, so you can see how well or bad it works in actual fights against actual players. If you have any comments or ideas that you want to share with me, please leave them at the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. bye.